Hello and welcome to Barre. This is a mixture of ballet, Pilates and other fitness elements, and it's going to work best today if you are in socks or in bare feet. And for today, in addition to whatever you are using for a bar, so it could be back of a chair, edge of the table, the wall, sometimes that can help. In addition to that, we will also be using two small hand weights, so just two small weights of equal measure. Can be two tins from your kitchen cupboard, absolutely fine. Pop those to one side to start. You're just going to need a bit of space to do a little warm up, following along with me. So stepping away from your bar and your props, just have some space around you and we'll get moving through the body. Here we go. We're just going to start with the feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. We're going to take a little bend of the knees. We're going to take a little swing from side to side. Sort of a plie into one leg and then the other. Just let that be nice and easy. We're going to start rolling the shoulders back as we go. Start to deepen the breathing, taking that into the sides and back of the ribs. Allow the shoulders to raise and circle back. We're going to keep the feet going. We're going to take the shoulders the other way. So nice and spongy through the knees, through the ankles. Start to think about lengthening the spine upwards, so lifting through the top of the head. We're going to go for one elbow and then the other. One elbow, then the other. Still keeping that same pattern of swinging side to side. Bit of body rotation now as well. So that elbow just leading you back into a little rotation of the sternum. Let's take the elbow forwards. And now coordinating however feels good, but I prefer to lean into the leg and then draw the elbow over that side. We're going to ease off from that and take a little pad through the feet. Just a little pad underneath. At the same time, let's take some circles through the wrists. So trying to spread through the fingers, leading around with the thumb scooping. We're going to keep the feet going. We're going to take the wrists back the other way. So now little finger leading, scooping around. We're going to take a raise with two arms, reach it up. Reaching for the sky, bring it down. We'll just still the feet for a second. We'll take a look up and down. Thinking about length in the back of the neck. So nice and long as the chin lifts and length as the chin drops down. We're going to take that side to side. Little look over one shoulder and the other. Keep that breathing nice and wide into the ribs. Try and think level collarbones. Just looking away over the shoulder. We're going to come back. We're going to take some slightly higher knees now. So a slightly softer march. But thinking about the knee lifting up towards the chest. Have a little swing through the arm as you go. We're going to take that a little bit lower, but step it to the side. And we've got a spongy foot, so spongy foot side to side for this one. So we're peeling the whole foot away. And we're just going to reach through the arms, reach it away. Nice and swooshy through the body, a little side bend effect. Think about curves through the arms. Couple more either way. Reaching through. We're going to take the legs apart, find that second position, take a bend with the knees, reach for the sky. Drop it down again. And we are good to make a start with our bar. We are going to take our bar into the space. And I'm just going to slot mine in there. You want to be face onto your bar for this first exercise. And we're going to be in the first position, so smiley toes. Mine's a happy right angle and I'm good with that because it means that my knees and my hips are all facing into that turned out position. So it's turning out from the top of the leg, not screwing from the feet. So really the whole leg rotated. And I'm going to be face onto my bar. I'm on this slight angle because it's slightly easier for you to see. But wherever is good, two hands on. We're going to start by rotating through the feet. So just growing tall through the spine. We're going to lift the heels to rotate and come back again. So they just take a little shift on the ball of the foot. Start to think about that TVA muscle wrapping in around the waist towards the belly button. Glute muscles rotating the legs back in, inside thighs, rotating. We're going to stay there and take some plies. We're going to drop down for two and up for two. Nice and soft. Think about tracking the knee over the center of the foot every time. Thinking about head over pelvis as you go down and up. And as always, that lovely deep breathing. You're going to take some pulses. So these are really going to stay down. Just a little softness through the knees. Just pulsing down into the feet. Try and keep the heels on the floor. We've got 8 more. 8 and 7. Wide through the collarbones, wide and proud. We're going to take that into some raises through the heels. So coming up, we're going to lift the heels and lower down. 3 more nice and slow like that. It does not have to be particularly high. It can be a soft lift. And then we take some faster ones. So again, does not have to be too high, only if you feel confident about lengthening right up the centre of the foot. We're going to stay up there now. We're going to take some more pliés. And up, down for 2, up for 2. Thinking about your inside thighs drawing together, glute muscles wrapping around, and as you come into that lengthened place, thighs crawling up through the kneecaps. 1 more at that speed, and then we've got some pulses to finish that set. Little pulses down through the knees, trying to track straight out through the centre of the foot. 8 to go. Here we go. We're nearly there. Sit bones dropping straight down, head lifting high. 6 and 7 and 8. Press the heels down, lengthen through the legs. Rise back up onto 2 feet. See if you can take a little balance. We're just going to bring the arms into a nice comfortable first position. And then we're going to lower down through the heels. Take the arms to the sky. Open it round. Bring the feet to parallel. Hands back on your bar. Take a little cat stretch. Lifting through the chest and curving through the back. And we're going to unroll and back to standing. Nicely done. We're going to leave the bar on one side of you. So I'm going to just place it on the side we was already on, and we're going to come to that same first position again. I'm actually going to move slightly back. And I'm going to take my free hand just onto my waist to start with. We're going to do an exercise for tendus. Tendus are that brushing of the foot along the floor. And because I'm in a first position to start, I'm going to keep my turn out so you can see just the inside of my foot trying to creep around to the front. The pattern is going to be with the same leg coming to the front. We're going to take a flex and a point. We're going to rotate inwards, outwards, close, and then take another quick lunge on the end. So the timing would be front, flex, point, turn in, turn out, go close, go point, go close. Trying to come back to those 2 feet, evenly weighted every time you come back. Even on the quick one, try not to just hover over on one side. 2 feet. We're going to do to the front, to the side, to the back on the first side, and then we'll do it again on that side with an arm. So we've got an arm placed into a first position. As it comes to the side, the arm will come to the side as well. As we go to the back, let's take the arm up to a 5th. I'm sorry if my arm has gone off the screen, but you can see it's just in this position above my head, reaching upwards, and then we will take our bar or ourselves to the other side and repeat. So you've got front side, back side, point, flex, point, in, out, close, and close. I'm going to skip the music back, and we're going to give that a go. Here we go. So placing one hand onto the bar using the outside foot and placing the other hand onto the waist. We're going to start with that point, flex, point. Here we go on 7, 8, we point. Go flex, go point. Turn it in, turn it out, bring it back and point to close. Same again. Reach the heel away. Rotate from the top of the leg. Go point, go close to the back. Try not to pitch forward in the body. Try and stay lengthened up over that supporting foot. One more to the side. And then we're going to add in our arm. So if you want to, first position, it just stays there. Nice rounded curve like a beach ball. It's going to come out to the side with you. Try and keep the upper arm lifted. As it goes to the back, slowly raise the arm to the front. Rotate in, out, close to the back. One more time to the side. Rotate, stay lifted. On 2 feet, if you wanted to again. Little rise. Could be on our first position with the arms. Could take it all the way up to 5th. Try and stay lifted along in the back surface of the body. And then we're going to come down to where we started. And I'm going to take my bar to the other side so I can do it all over again. Getting nice and warm now. This is good. So we're going to be repeating that with the other leg. Here we go. On 5, 6, hand on the waist to the front. Heel reaches away. Nicely rotated, 2 feet every time you come back. Heel reach. Long drawing up the thigh bone to the back. Think in line with your shoulder as you go to the back. I missed that bit. And we point and we close. Once more side. Rotate, rotate. There it is, that sneaky rotation I put in there. We add the arm. Oh, it's going to run out of music. We're going to keep it going though. To the side. Heels, toes, in, out, close. Take it to the back. Go reach. Think about lifting up through the belly. That works. Point to close. Last time to the side. Lifting on that supporting leg. Out, come in, come rise. See if you can take the other hand off the bar. Just join your first arm. See if you can open the arms out to the second position before you start to lower down. Keep that rotated leg. Wide, wide. And we're good there. Shake that off. We are going to take that into an arm exercise. So remove your bar or move yourself away from your bar. Just have another quick little shoulder roll. A couple of times either way. Maybe drawing some circles with your elbows. Think about lifting them to the sky and back again. And maybe some little finger waves. We're going to be picking up our 2 weights. We are going to be coming into the center. So we have an arm exercise that involves some squats. I'm actually going to do it on a slight angle for you so it's easier to see, but you can just be face on to wherever is good for you. So my feet are just to the outside of my hips. No body dysmorphia, please. Don't take it too wide. Your hips are small. Bring it back in. We're thinking about the hip bones. So there's the edge of the bones. There we go. So we're going to be taking some tricep focus movements, and we're going to start in a squat position. So I'm thinking of that nice diagonal line through the shins, through the body. I don't want to pitch too far forwards, a bit much in the underside of the leg and the back, and I don't want to be too upright. That's a little bit too much in the shins, the knees. So just nicely placed in between. We're going to be taking some tricep focus, moving backwards, and then we are going to be taking some rotation. So that's all in a held squat position. We're just going to stay down there. Then we get to lengthen our legs, and then we're going to take some where we're opening and coming back again. Excuse me. And then we're going to take some where we are horizontal row. So try not to lift too much through the shoulders. Think outwards with the elbows, outwards through the chest. That happens as you take your squat down. Then we're going to stay down there again. We've got some rotation through the upper arm. So the upper arm closes down and then it opens back out again. Make sure it's not in the shoulders. Again, upper arm, staying lengthened through the body. And then we're going to finish off with some flies, and they're going to be on continuous squats. So we're going to be opening and closing as we squat up and down. The aim is that we do 4 slow of each thing and then 8 faster of each thing. And as always, and I know I sound like a broken record every time, but as it gets faster, if you need to reduce the range, for example, on your back flies, if they just need to be a little bit smaller, that's absolutely fine. Mine probably will be as well. I think that's all we need. Let's make a start with that one. So coming into position, 1 weight in each hand. Line yourself up with whatever you want to line up with. We're going to start in our squat position with tricep focus back and in. And 3 more of these, nice and slow. Thinking about unfolding, refolding. And then we can take that a little quicker again. Open. Trying not to sway through the body. Try and stay lengthened through the spine. Glutes gently wrapping underneath. We're going to leave the arms back. We're going to rotate them 4 times nice and slow. Stay wide through the chest. Try not to collapse in the rib cage. Pick up the pace a little bit on that one. Long spine. TBA gently wrapping around the waist. Nice deep breaths into the back of the ribs. We're coming back into our tricep curl and uncurl. We're going to add some squats. Now as it gets faster, you can keep continuous squats or you can stay down there if you prefer. So if it's easier, you can go down and up, or you can just stay down, whichever you prefer. You've got 4 more. That's 3, that's 2, one. So we come to back flat. This is not a back flat, it's a lie. This is a horizontal row. Keep that going though. Pull it back. Push it forward. Faster, again, held or continuous. Whatever works best for you. Try not to make it snappy. Try and keep it smooth. This is going to stay down. We're going to rotate the upper arm. Are you using that breathing? I know I'm trying to use mine. 8 faster. Here we go. Round, open. Allow the palms to rotate with you. Try not to pinch in the shoulders. Squeeze your oranges. Squeeze them down. Last one. Back fly. And forwards. 4 slow as usual. 8 fast. That's our final set. We're nearly there. Now I am going to stay down for this one. And I'm just going to focus on these little pulses. Opening out. Reaching away on either side rather than back. Reaching away from myself. Take it down, take it up. Long spine. Try not to overly lift the shoulders, just a little bit. Bring it down. All the way to the floor. Place the hands onto the thighs. Little stretch, curve the back. Lengthen away. Lifting through the chest and the tops of the ears. Back again. Round it over. And come through. If it's comfortable for you, take a curve over the legs. Either bend or straight. Take a moment, have a little hang. Maybe a bit of a nod of the head. Maybe a little shake from side to side. We're going to slowly unroll with one weight. So the other one can roll away. Okay. And we're going to unroll, bring yourself with one weight back to standing. And we're going to take one more exercise with our weight in the center. So I'll start talking you through. We're going to be in a nice wide second position. We're going to be into a lunge on one side, 2 parallel legs, and the weight is going to be in the opposite hand to the bent leg. I'm just going to place my hand onto my waist for ease, but you can place it onto the thigh for a little bit of support because we're going to be taking a side bend. The aim is to try and stay nice and low. I'm terrible with that and I drift, but we're going to try and stay down there. The action through the arm, it's going to come up, it's going to come into our side bend. It's going to come up and it's going to come out. Think of that side bend as a nice curve through the arm, stretching down that side of the body, reaching away. Right, here we go. Outside hand, take a bent leg, on 5, on 6, and here we go. We raise it up, breathe in. Take an exhale as it reaches over. Take an inhale as you lengthen. Take it away, 4 more. Are you staying nice and low in that bent leg? Are you staying lifted in the pelvic floor muscle? Now if this is too fast or too slow, feel free to adjust that speed. Try and match it up to your breathing. We've got one more. We might not have, I might have lost count. We'll do one more just in case. Reach it up and over. Lengthen the spine upwards to reach the arm away. I definitely drifted, I know I did. Coming to the other side, bending on the other leg. Hand to the waist or the thigh, reach the arm away, palms to the sky. It's going to come up and it's going to go over in the body. It's going to come up. Is it about how much you bend? No, it's about how much you stretch on that other side, opening out. We've got a little bit more side bend coming up a bit later. Just enjoy this feeling of stretch through the body, prepping for a different kind of challenge a bit later on. 2 to go. Try and get a little lower on that supporting bent leg. And open, make sure the knee is driving straight over the foot, don't let it quake in. That's our last one. We're going to take the weight away, place it down, I'll come straight back in again. A little more, we're going to rotate the legs into a turned out position. I'm going to be tracking through these lines here. So think the 5th position and a bra bar, slicing through the centre. Don't worry, there's more to come, it's not just this. And then also opening out into a second. So just feed that in for a moment. We're also going to take that on a side bend with a little lunge and a plie and a lunge action. So find that as well, that level pelvis, just switching between those 2 places. Let's put all of that together. We're going to lunge to the side and raise the arm. So we lunge and raise. We curve, arms meet in the middle. We lunge to the other side. We come back to the centre nice and wide. Go back again. And now I prefer to take an inhale in that side bend and exhale to encourage the flexion. Inhale to the other side, reach it away, maybe a little rise if you want to. And back to the middle. Take it over. We're going to go once more to either side. The inside thighs together as you're aiming on that raise. I know they're nowhere near each other, but we're still thinking about that connection between them. Last one. Rounded spine, sit bones trying to face towards the floor. Now really think, sit bones down, pelvic floor lifted through the top of the head, smoothly coming down through the feet. Walk heels, toes in. Release the arms. Nice big round shoulders. Back the other way, opening the chest. No more weights. We can take those away. We are going to be coming into some glute hamstring work. So I'm going to be taking my bar. Now this one is going to be leg to the back behind you, so you need a bit of space going back. We can be, depending on the height of your bar, you might be 2 hands on in a pitch forward position. I'm actually going to be elbows onto my bar because it's quite low. So I'm really thinking about lengthening my spine through my armpits. I don't want to sink in the chest. I want to stay nice and lengthened on this line. And the reason we've got this slightly tipped forward line is because we're going to have a leg to the back that's lengthening away. So I'm thinking of one long line from head to toes. And I'm thinking about lifting in the belly underneath. So I'm lifting the abdominals towards the spine. As well as my abs and my stabilised shoulders, I'm really thinking about that length of leg. We're going to take some pulses with a pointed foot. We're going to take some pulses with a flexed foot. Then we're going to take some curls and reaching away, curling in, reaching away. Then we've got some pulses in that right angle bend position. Then we've got opening that leg out to the side and bringing it back, and we've got some pulses there as well. That was a little brief overview. I will be doing it all with you, no worries. Shake it off. If like me, you always tend to follow along on one leg and then reuse that leg when we actually start the exercise. I'm terrible for that. Right, here we go. 2 legs lengthening down to the floor, long spine, tummy lifted. Prep through the shoulders. We're going to lengthen one leg back and reach it away. We've got 8 of everything. Here we go. 8 pulses with a pointed foot. A parallel leg, knee facing to the floor. Glute squeezing that leg upwards a little bit towards the sky. Flex the foot, keep going. Think about the standing leg, glutes activating there as well. We're going to take some hamstring curls. It's going to curl in, point out, flex in, point out. Now really think reaching that toe away, not just down but away. Long leg, still parallel as much as you can. 2 hips facing towards the floor. We're going to stay in on the next one, take it up, and 2, 8 of those. Is it starting to feel squeezy? It is for me. We're going to open out and in. Just 8 of these as well. Try not to lock back into that underneath the leg. Have a little softness in the knee. 4 more here. Are your 2 hips still facing the floor? Are your shoulders still nice and wide? I'm trying to. 8 pulses. 8, 7, 6. Nearly there. It's 4. It's 3. Last 2. It's done. Bring it down. Woohoo! Have a little squeal. Have a little jog. We're going to switch to the other side. We'll stretch it out on both legs once we've done both sides. So, coming back in. Just lining that up. I'm coming back down to my forearms again. Actually, I'm placing this time just for a bit of a change. Long spine. Reach that leg away. Tummy lifted. Long legs. And here we go. We've got an 8 and 7. Reaching the toes away from you, not looking back into that supporting knee. Think long in the back of the neck as well. It's like someone's pulling the tops of your ears forwards in this direction. We're going to take a curl of the leg. Oh, it's going to stop, isn't it? And 7, keep it going. And 6, something will come. 5, more music will play. 4, that works well, I like that. 3, and 2, and then we're off phrase, we've got 1 more here, and then we're going to take our pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to go. Pointed foot reaching straight up to the sky. Last 2, it's going to open to the side and down. You've got 6 more. Really try and rotate in the hip socket without turning the whole pelvis. Last 2. I may have miscounted. Do however many you need to do. We're going to go into 8, 7, 6. We're nearly there. It's nearly done. Supporting leg, supporting, and release. Ooh. Have a little cut out from that one. I'm going to take my 2 hands on the bar. I'm going to take a flexed foot just above the knee of the supporting leg. And I'm going to sit down on my invisible chair. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Little sit, little stretchy into that glute area of the top leg. We're going to switch that over to the other side. Change it around. Flex across. Picked up some cotton. And a little sit down. Oh, it's nice. But even as we're sitting there, we're still thinking about wrapping our TVA around the waist, not flaring out through the ribs, along in the front and back surface of the body. We are going to release. We've got one more standing exercise, which is actually on this music here. And then we're going to finish with our side bend on the floor. So, it's a rise and lower exercise. I'm going to pop that back on that side. Ideally, you want 2 hands on the bar. I'm going to do it facing you with 1 hand because it's easier for you to see. We're going to start in a parallel position. It's a rise and lower exercise. So the pattern goes, you've got bend the knees and stretch, take a rise, take a lower. Nice and simple. Little plie and raise it up. Trying not to stick out the pelvis, stay upright. So we're thinking down through the legs, lifting up. It's going to go down and up, a little quicker. 3 of those. On the 3rd one, you're just going to do 2 more, rise and lower, rise and lower. Make it a 1st position. You have done this before. If you're familiar with these classes, you might remember it. 2 more, rise and lower, rise and lower. Come back to parallel. So dropping the heels into the floor every time, don't let them sneak away. 2 rises on the end, open out. Next time we're going to open the heels, so we're going to leave the toes where they are, open out through the heels. So rotated parallel legs. And again, remember 2 hands can stay on the bar. At any time you could lift them slightly just to challenge the balance. We're going to rotate the toes, bend and stretch, bend and stretch. 1 more of those. And then 2 rises on the end. Rotate your heels. Don't worry, it's not going to get any wider apart than this. We won't end up in a box split, it's fine. 2 rises. We're going to change to 1 foot. The other one's going to come behind. Again, 2 hands on the bar for support. So I've just taken a little coup de pied, toes behind the ankle. I'm going to go bend and stretch. Now this is more challenging, definitely, especially if you've taken any of your hands off the bar. 2 rises, change feet. Last time it's bend and stretch. Try and find something to focus on the wall in front of you. Keep that leg open, rotated, and release. Shake those off. Let's take a little calf stretch. We're going to take 1 leg back. I've got 2 parallel feet. The back leg is long, the heel down into the floor. And I'm thinking of tipping my pelvis back again in the other direction, so I don't want to stick it out behind me. Keep lifting in the front surface of the body. I stretch down the back of the leg. We're going to switch that over. Change sides, we've got a stretch. A few more seconds here and then we are going to be coming to the floor for our final exercise today. Release your legs, remove the bar, coming down. Yes, good for timing, excellent stuff. Coming down, we're going to be on 1 hip, 1 side of the body. I always feel like I'm sitting like a mermaid. So I've got an invisible straight line between this hand, through this leg, through this hip / leg area, into the base of this foot here. It's a little invisible line. This is going to be the line of my side bend. This other leg down with the shin on the floor and the foot tucked in behind. We're going to open this arm out and I'm thinking about lengthening on this diagonal line. From here I'm going to take a side bend. I'm going to breathe in, press my hand and my foot and my shin down, take a side bend into the wall and lengthen away again as I come down, supporting all the way to the floor. Let's try that again, breathing in, up and over. And I'm sorry I've got this awkwardly bent arm, but really that would be a nice 5th position all the way up and over. Let's go 1 more. keep it as long as you can. Avoid your wall. And up and away. I think I might have more success on this side. Switch yourself around. So again, foot through the leg to the hand, one long line. This shin stays down. Here we go, breathe it in. Up and over that arm. Control on the way down. You can adjust the base once you come down again. If it was too wide or too close together, if you couldn't quite get the side bend that you wanted, make sure that you're trying to drive over that supporting hand and not pushing away from it. Can get up and over it and down again. Switch it back to the first side. Now you could leave it at that and you could repeat exactly that same thing again. If you wanted a little more challenge, now I'm going to shift a bit here, my back foot will get involved. So as I come up and over, I'm actually going to step that back foot flat. So I'm in a side bend version of a plank. It's not a side plank. It is bent. You want to curve. And slowly down. Let's go for one or two more on this side. Breathe it in. Get a flat foot. So not on the side of the foot, but the underside of the foot. The sole of the foot down on the floor. Maybe one more if you've got it. Reaching inside thigh, squeezing together. Try and get that shoulder over the supporting hand. Switch around, final side. Whatever you just did, repeat. So if you did the shin down, do the shin down again. If you did the foot, do the foot again. So we're nice and even on both sides of the body. Here we go. Reach it up and over. That foot comes to flat and it lengthens through the arm as you come down. Two more, maybe, if that was what you did on the previous side. Follow your breathing pattern. Pressing that hand down into the floor, last one. Reach it up and over, inside thigh squeeze, side bend, not pitching forwards or back, all the way down into the floor. Bring the legs around in front, slide the hands down, curve the back. Take a moment to breathe. I mean, we were breathing all the way through, hopefully, but a more relaxed breathing now. We're going to gently unroll through the spine, come around into a little crouch position. Perhaps coming through a quadruped to sit back. Press the heels down towards the floor, unless you are someone who can comfortably sit with your heels down, in which case slightly tip the body forward so you get a bit of a stretch down the back of the heel, the ankle, lengthening the back of the neck. We're going to sink the feet down and we're going to slowly unroll through the spine, curve it round to come to standing. And we are done there for today. Thank you very much.